Welcome to Bikers and Backroads, a podcast about all things Harley-Davidson. We're your hosts, Jason and the Big Z, so sit back and join us as we go into this week's episode of Bikers and Backroads. What's up, everybody? Thanks for downloading the latest episode of Bikers and Backroads podcast. It's been a while, but we're back. Jason and the Big Z here with you, and whether you're a seasoned Harley rider, or dreaming of your first Harley, or you got your first Harley, and now you're ready to put that thing in the wind, we think we've got some things for you. So, let's catch up. What's going on, man?
Not much. Enjoyed the celebrating all the holiday season. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and got to start off the new year of 2026 well with family and friends. How about yourself?
We had a great time. We had a few days off. We had gifts and family and things like that. We've done a couple other videos on a few things, but if you're just listening on the podcast side, again, we're on every podcast platform where you can get it. We're at Podbean, Apple iTunes, we're at Spotify, we're at Amazon, and we're also here on YouTube. If you like our socials, we're on Instagram and we're also on X. And on Twitter, we are on BNB_pod if you're looking for us. You can also find us on TikTok. Again, we're Bikers and Backroads at TikTok. We're Bikers and Backroads on Instagram. And BNB_pod on X or Twitter. But, yeah, we had a good time. We did some other videos. We knocked down a few Christmas presents. And we did a few things like that. We did some heated gloves. We got some of those. We've ridden in them one time. So we'll get a couple, a review out once we've tested them. The day we rode, it was so warm we didn't even have to turn the heater part on the glove, but they were, it was cool enough we needed the full of the glove, and that felt really, really good. But, yeah, we're back to do a show. We don't have a long one. We've got a few things planned, but we're about to get back into work weeks and normal, back to the grind, I guess we're going to say. So today we're going to start with our first segment of a mod or an upgrade we did. I did a video on this, and we even did an install video if you're on the YouTube side. But if you're just listening on the audio side, I, for Christmas, received a set of P54 foot pegs from Thrashin Supply Company. I put those on the 2014 Dyna Lowrider. We have ridden with them, and I must say I love them. The little extra width they have for your foot is wonderful. The grip I got over the stock round foot pegs was a lot better. You can control where my foot slides. I mean, they don't appear to be very big, but they have a good platform. I know you run the Militants, which are a little wider and a little bigger foot profile.
More of a like moto style dirt bike look peg, when those P54s are kind of a shape of their own.
Yeah, they actually fit really good. I don't have the smallest foot, so from the P54, on my heel, I can get my toes to touch my crash bar or where I put my feet up for highway riding. Mm-hmm. So I'm not interfering with my brake pedal. I'm not interfering with my shifter lever because the way we have those adjusted. But the P54s for the win, I really enjoyed those. And yeah, so that was a great update for me. I'm sure they were on a little bit of a sale. They were a gift from the wife, who probably had some lead in from the Big Z here on what I like to run and what I was looking for. So yeah, we did that as an install. And they were awesome to run. So if you're looking for foot pegs, P54s from Thrashin Supply, I like mine. Xander runs Thrashin Supply Militant foot pegs. So you get votes of confidence on both of those on our end. So we'll just stay there and we'll move on. We do have a safety tip because we did grab some gear that helps in the safety world.
Yeah. So me and Dad both kind of as one of the gifts we picked out because it was in that price range, but they were gifted to us by someone else. We both caught and took advantage of the MFG Co.
First Manufacturing Company.
We took a hold of that Black Friday sale they ran, if you paid attention to any of that. Both picked up some just leather riding vests. They're both able to be put body armor, like riding style body armor in the back and in the chest and sides. that some big zip out pockets, but both of us got a hold of one of those. We did try those on the ride where we tested out the heated gloves we received. And gotta say, from coming with no windshield, it was nice because it will change the whole way the ride feels because we weren't eating as much wind on our chest. But two, leather is just a better protection for the slide compared to a Carhartt hoodie like I'm wearing right now. That's just the extra layer of protection. We've mentioned before last year that something we wanted to do better this year is ride with gear and get a hold of some better gear in 2026. So that's what we started off with, and that ride we geared up with our new vests, and we both enjoyed riding with them. Added a layer of comfort, but also it added a level of safety. So I'm sure they'll be running another sale before too long, especially like an after the holidays sale for anywhere that's still running them, or a New Year's sale. If you get a chance and you got a little bit of Christmas money burning a hole in your pocket, pick one of those up. I gotta suggest it. I think Dad would say the same. Like I said, man, we really enjoyed them.
Oh yeah, they do cut wind. I mean, leather does in general when you ride with a leather jacket or things like that. But it really made a difference. Keeps that heat against your chest. I mean, it was like 60 the day we got to go out, and we literally rode in long sleeve shirts. I think I rode in a flannel shirt and my first manufacturing company vest, and I was perfectly, the layers were perfect for me, and I struggle with that a lot of times. Anytime the temperature changes and we're riding with some pace or anything, that struggle for me is layers. How much is too much? How much is not enough? But back to the vest, it's definitely a layer. You could throw one with your t-shirt in the summertime if you want to ride like that. Again, ride your ride. You should dress for the slide, I'm sure, but we don't always ride in long sleeves with armor and things like that. This is the first thing we've got in the way of gear that you can put armor in. We didn't even buy the armor with these, so dressing for the slide is definitely something we're going to address more. We are better about footwear than we are other things, but this vest was our first cut into some protective gear. So, first manufacturing company, again, we bought those, or we got those as a gift. We both picked out what stitching pattern we wanted. We both knocked those out. They were running a 60% off sale. So we got $300 vests for right at $120 and change. So they were well worth it. They came in, they're thick, it's quality. If you're into sewing patches on your vest, the inside zips out. It makes it easy to sew the patches on without doing a commercial for those guys. We're just pleased. The stitching was it's top notch. So we're very pleased with that so far. Also, we're recording this on January 14th as a little bit of corporate thing. So we are 10 days.
January 4th, not 14th.
Oh, sorry. We're on January 4th. January 14th is the second chapter of Harley-Davidson's release on model year bike lineups and some change and things like that. Again, we're not going in the weeds and predicting what you're going to see, but there are people with some leaks, I guess, or they're getting information. Very tight-lipped, though. Usually things like this have multiple leaks, and by the time that it comes out, you've already seen all this stuff out and heard about it, and it's pomp and circumstance when they do a big release. But a couple people are starting to, overanalyze the videos for body lines and what they're looking at. But if you want to get off and play in that, go right ahead. I'm more interested to see what happens corporately than I am to see what the new models look like. And I have seen the new models, a couple of the baggers, the holdover bikes. We've seen those, and they're beautiful bikes. The new paint is awesome. If paint's your selling point, go pick one up. But it's the same bike that it's been since 2024. So if you just think you want a new bagger or holdover model and the paint doesn't bother you, like we've said before, you're probably looking to slide in and get a couple deals. Our local Harley dealer was running a killer deal at the end of the year on 2025s. Talk about that, because you were talking to the guy.
I was really looking into it. We went to go pick up something we've made videos about. Was we said for putting up for the cold season, which around here I would say West Virginia's getting ready to get into its coldest parts of winter. So this is going to be when our bikes sit the longest, around January through February. So we went in last weekend to go get our oil change kits. Like we said, we stole a ride on December 23rd. So yeah, it was not bad at all. So then we, as we parked, Dad looked at me and said, "I'm just saying, I saw something that was a really good deal going on at Black Sheep here, not far from us in Huntington." That's our local dealer, Black Sheep Harley Davidson. They were doing a deal for the end of the year until January 1st. So it's over now at the time of recording and when y'all will see this. But it was, if you bought any 2025 holdover touring, which they had a lot of, and I was talking to one of the salesmen, it was because they were starting to receive many of the 2026 touring bikes. So they didn't have room on the showroom floor, so they were sitting in the crates in the back and could not be put together yet. Any of their 2025 holdover tourings, they were selling for MSRP with a option of doing a full on them 131 crate motor from Screaming Eagle. So all you did was buy the bike for MSRP, and then you had to provide the tuner, your exhaust, and a new air cleaner or big breather intake, which was a heck of a deal. And even at that, they were running a really good rebate if you chose not to do the 131 upgrade. His words were they were motivated to sell them. So there was going to be some great deals, and I don't know who else in the state or other dealerships, if you're not from West Virginia listening to this, what all they were doing. But that was a local deal around us, and I was really interested, but I had to come to a last-minute decision that finances weren't ready for it. So, but yeah, that was a very tempting and very good sale we witnessed and even talked about. But yeah, we had to do the walk of shame, and I just walked out with some oil.
The advertisement was not $8,000 crate motor off if you bought it for MSRP and didn't want to do the motor.
Exactly.
So, I mean, if you're $29,000 in and you've got to buy an air breather or an increased airflow air breather and exhaust and a Screaming Eagle tuner is what they were doing at the time. I mean, you're still probably putting $2,000.
Yeah.
But if they were taking $8,000 off and you're walking out there at 21, walking out the door at 22.5, that moves the needle. But that wasn't what anybody was talking about. They were just, if you want to go talk to a person in the finance room, let's go get you in there and get sitting down and see what some numbers are. So the salesman could tell you all the stuff on the floor and tell you all the stuff that MSRP, and he's like, well, we're selling it at Harley MSRP, and I'm like, nothing in here usually is at MSRP. There's usually always a little bit of a markup. So then they're looking at, well, it's running this package, or, it's black on black, so it's not 26.9, it's 27.9, or that's an upgraded paint color, so it's 28.9.
Because I was specifically looking at a black
on black
not street glide, a black road glide with the black trim, which it was the shiny black trim. So that in and of itself was, I believe, a $1,600 upgrade, because you had to pay. Vivid Black was not the base color last year. And the black trim was also an upgrade over the chrome. So you had those prices marked up. And like I said, I think once it was kitted out that way, I think it was $1,600 or something of that nature. Over $1,000 off of the base MSRP of the chrome and that silver.
Chrome.
Yeah, so
I think they had a gray and chrome, and I think it's stickered at 26.9
I believe
or
you're
25.9. So if you go in there and say, hey, I don't want an $8,000 motor, you give me that off the price, and you walk out with that bike under 20, now you've got a brand new Road Glide, all the newest tech. If warranty matters, you got that.
Yeah.
But you can build that 117 to do things without having to have that crate motor. I mean, you're going to do whatever you do to it, cams, and tune it with a different tuner, and get somebody to lean on it that knows how to build an M8 without putting in a whole crate motor. I think you can make that bike do 131 type things. And I, like I said, I'm no master mechanic or anything, but I've seen guys run built 117s that put dyno numbers out that are better than a crate out of the box.
We've talked
131 kit on a Harley.
We've talked to some guys, and I've seen some videos of some monster 117s that were, you know, they were good. So that was something, and like I said, I didn't get that far into the, is it $8,000 off? We were on a little bit of a time crunch, and I didn't have a plan to buy a bike that day. If I'd have known ahead of time of that deal, I probably would have went a lot earlier to the shop.
I didn't tell him that deal until we were pulling on the parking lot. And like he said, we rode last Sunday, so that was
not the 23rd.
That was we rode after Christmas and all that stuff. But the 23rd, you were
home.
Barely home. That's right. Yeah, you had just gotten home. The 21st, you came home. So we rode on, what was that? I forget. Anyway. Been over a week now. Yeah. We rode last Sunday. We're recording this on the 4th, so whatever that is. I'm terrible at math and dates. So
the 27th.
Anyway, we 28th.
Yeah.
The 28th. We rode about an hour and a half, and that loop around our house was about 50 miles. And man, we just kind of stretched them out, let them do their thing. Our bikes hadn't ran that long for a while, just a little quick up and back or whatever. But I think both of us are committed this year to riding more. I know you have a buddy that rides, and he just moved on to a new bike because this year he'll be riding a different bike, new to him, kind of new to him, stepping up onto stepdad's bike.
Yeah.
And it's babied and taken care of, and his plan is to ride more. And my big thing is to ride more. I plan on riding to and from work more this year. I plan on riding here and there. If I'm going to bop 10 minutes down the road, I'm going to make it on two wheels this year more than in a cager, just because what it does for me.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. So we're looking into this upcoming year of what we're going to do. And like Xander said, we've got oil changes that we've done. We've purchased. You're going to see us do. We'll film an oil change for the YouTube content. For those who think you need to see a 3-hole oil change on a Dyna, we'll film it in the garage on one of the bikes and post the video. We also have the oil pump and the cam chest kit.
Yeah.
And we're getting arranged with the cams and things like that for your bike. And if that build gets going on, we will definitely film all that and put that out on the channel. Big thing this week, ordered a Sawicki Speed exhaust for the lowrider. When that baby comes in, we will be putting her on. We're going to be doing some before and after videos. You're going to be seeing the old man smile because she's going to be loud and right. And I'm excited. So I've been waiting to pull a trigger on an exhaust. Xander was out of town, and when I ordered it, I just sent him a message. I said I just ordered the exhaust because he's been trying to get me to buy exhaust for a year now, and I just couldn't make up my mind on which one I wanted. And so I pulled the switch. I pulled on the Sawicki Speed Dyna mid-length exhaust in mirror polish because I'm chrome guy.
I'm excited to finally see what this is
And
going to look like.
We're going to put that puppy on and see what it's all about. But that's going to be coming. So that's something coming in the next. Man, they said it could be 6 to 8 weeks before I get my pipe in. So we'll definitely have content before then. And we'll keep doing the podcast as well. But we're just looking to map out some rides. I mean, we're definitely going to hit the Talon again as soon as the weather breaks up through Hawk's Nest in that area. We're going to do the ride from Route 3 up over into Mullins, up into Beckley that way. It has a name. I can't remember it. We're definitely going to look at doing mobbing in the mountains. It's up in Beckley around us this year, or up around there. We're going to do that. Where you work is the head of the Dragon. We're going to go up there one weekend and ride that, and where your home base for work is, I guess. But we'll take off and do that, and those are just
Try to stop in
3
at
rides we're going to do.
Cole Harley Davidson.
Got to hit a couple dealerships. Yeah, we're trying to hit all the local dealerships. We've laid out our state dealerships in previous episodes and their hours of op and what they specialize in. But we're going to try to hit all of our local dealerships this year and get some things out like that just to get growing. And I mean, we watched or did a couple things about dying of bike nights, rolling throttle. Drew was doing how bike nights are dying, and they seem to be. But I mean, people meet up at dealerships, and sometimes that's terrible, and sometimes it's fun. But we just want to go and be part of that stuff. We want to ride into those and take some time and do that stuff. But definitely hit a couple events. We want to go over to there's a drag strip close to us that's starting to get a lot of traction for some bikes, and some guys around us that we know are going to these track days. And whether I go run mine or not, I want to go over there and watch those guys, because it's not a 20-minute ride from us to go watch them do that one evening in an easy bop home. But those are just fun things we're looking to get into as the weather breaks, and we're planning these things and getting our bikes right. And another thing we'll be going over, I picked up some tires for Christmas, and I'll do that as a show out video coming up. That was a gift from the Big Z here. He bought me a set of Michelin Commander 3 Cruisers, which is the tire I was wanting to try.
Kind of wish I would have went ahead and bought myself a set, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do in this situation I'm in. As I've mentioned before, I really am trying to get a hold of some wheels. I've been reached out to by a couple people, and really looking into. I've received some pictures of some options. Really looking into those, and we appreciate those people that have reached out. And then I wish I would have went ahead and ordered myself a set of them. I didn't know anything about these, and when they arrived, I was really surprised by how sticky and tacky they felt just on my hand. I know they're new, and they haven't had road wear on them yet, so that could be some of the oils and stuff in it from the factory. But still, we're excited to see the performance that come out of these and how Dad rides them. But I wish I'd have got them whenever they were on sale still.
Yeah. I mean, you look at things like Shinkos and Super Sticky, and I mean, I've read enough about those that I think they'll fit how I ride, but I also don't want to be. I mean, I'm going to pay more attention to the shelf life and the wear pattern of my tires. Like, my tires now still look very good, but they're factory from brand new. They're 11 years old.
Yeah.
So all the industry standards and things you review says, man, I shouldn't be riding on those tires. So we're going to upgrade them, and we'll let you know how it goes.
2026, we're definitely going to bring up some things we've already talked about, which is we've gotten some parts. Dad's ordered an exhaust. We've gotten things to try. But 2026, we really want to show the build process of both our bikes this year for sure, and we want to ride more. We've made that statement quite a few times. So we want to bring the beauty of riding, to the channel and actually show some riding videos and try to make that style of content as well. because we want to do the scenic rides in our state, but we want to show you the beauty of our state and the beauty of riding a motorcycle in general. So that's something we're really looking forward to doing, is trying to do some of those moto vlog style videos, kind of with our own twist on it, I guess. And yeah, the build series, I've got some plans on my bike for sure with the cam kit, and who knows what else I'll try to do to it through this year, because I don't even know. You know, tires and wheels for sure. I've mentioned doing some brake upgrades, so that could be coming. Kind of just searching around, looking at parts of that, throwing it up in the wind to see what happens with it. But we definitely want to do more riding videos and content, more content of the bikes for sure. Definitely looking into getting to more of the feedback of, you know, what's coming in this next season and year. You know, we started this late last year towards kind of the end of the riding season, or kind of not even near the end, but when it was dwindling down. So really excited to see this whenever riding season here is at its, you know, full peak, and what we can do and the conversations we can talk about. Hopefully, if anybody's listening to this and not riding currently or doesn't have a bike, we can bring them to this culture of riding motorcycles. But yeah, we're just super pumped for this upcoming year. Glad to be back to this after taking a little break over the holidays. But also, we want to do, you know, some things around the bikes more, you know, even if that's just little maintenance and things. We've mentioned this before, but we got tools. I've received some tools for Christmas from Dad, of course. I'm sure he knew what to get me, so we got that stuff. We're in the process of still building a, you know, good toolbox here for the house to build and work on bikes and things of that nature. So that's kind of something else I think we're both looking forward to this year, is looking into doing more of the, maybe can be scarier or can be a lot to someone who is definitely new to bikes, but if you've been in it and you understand a motorcycle and how they work, there's still some things that a lot of guys are not comfortable doing themselves or working on themselves. I'm really wanting to pressure myself to do those things and try to learn to do that and gain a little bit more of mechanical knowledge and truly dive into that world and working on my own stuff more. I mean, like we've mentioned, we're not scared to do maintenance and things of that nature. You know, installs on the outside of everything, that's not hard. Pretty much anybody can figure out how to do anything on the outside of their bike, as long as you know, there's plenty of videos out there to show you. There's just instructions. That's something I had to do based fully off of what was sent to me, was installing my Thundermax, which was, you know, for a lot of people that's not a big deal or not a big undertaking. But for guys like me and Dad that didn't have any history doing that, that was a pretty big accomplishment for us. We were both pretty excited that it worked, and it's still working, and I'm still loving that thing and glad I did it. So now I'm trying to talk Dad into that's what he needs to get for that Sawicki. But yeah, we're just going to continue to try to grow the channel more. I think this could be a good time to see it take off, and we're hoping that's the plan. But even if it don't, we're still going to keep coming back for the people who enjoy us now.
We plan on being more active on socials. Like we have grown. Like we have more TikTok followers, and we've been on TikTok like 2 months.
Yeah.
Than we do Instagram followers. But I just want to be more active and put out things. And I know some of those people will never meet, and I don't mean that bad. And if you go by our stuff and it's just you like it or you move on, whatever, leave a comment or whatever. But if you're watching us and you're local to us and you know us and you're going to go on a ride and the weather looks like it's going to pick up and you're like, hey, we're going to go here. If there's a chance we can go meet up, we'll meet up. I mean, we're not afraid of that. We have some friends who ride that are a little ways away, and he was like, man, I was going to ride over y'all's way last Sunday because I figured you guys would be riding. And he rides with his son, and he was like, what are we going to do? And he's like, man, I almost called you, and we were going to come ride with you guys, but we could have met up halfway and had a heck of a ride on some roads around through there. But we're just not used to having a 60-degree day in December around here. But we want to be involved. If you're involved and you have something you go to and you want us to check it out, shoot it to us in a message. If you've got any suggestions or things you want to see that we can discuss or talk about, or an opinion. I mean, I'm not going to dodge giving my opinion. I don't have it all figured out, but I think between the two of us, we have a pretty good thought process of where we're coming from in this motorcycle game. Xander is younger. He has fresher eyes, what he expects, what he wants to see, what he wants this to continue to be. Again, I'm a little more seasoned. I like things the way I do. But that being said, to being seasoned and a guy who used to have one, you're pretty excited about what started showing up on social media around people finally getting delivered.
The Buell Super Cruiser, they're finally starting to get delivered. People are taking deliverance of them. They're starting to see, and the few Buell dealerships are coming. And there's even been some things we've seen on social medias where some Harley dealerships are talking about or becoming Buell dealerships again. I've mentioned to Dad before I wanted to do a podcast about this because Dad had a Buell back in the day when they were basically a kind of a branch of Harley Davidson, but still a standalone company, more so partners, because Eric Buell, the founder of Buell, came from Harley Davidson. I mean, that's super cool. And man, when they first announced the Buell Super Cruiser on social media, what is that, 2 years ago now?
2, maybe 3.
I was immediately enthralled by it. I loved it. I was reading and watching all I could about them. So finally the chance to see these possibly out in the wild. I don't know if we'll ever see one around here. I would love to. But yeah, that is super cool to see. I mean, that's 2 years in the making, and they're finally starting to hit the streets. That was super cool news to me, at least, to see. I know that's not Harley Davidson, but hey, they have roots in Harley Davidson and used to be, much more deep rooted in it than now.
Yeah, and we have roots in it. I mean, my first street bike was a Buell X1 Lightning 2000 model. Yellow as it could be, chrome wheels, that thing ripped. It was great. I love that motorcycle.
If anybody has one, I'm gonna go ahead and interrupt you here. If anybody has one of those, please let me know, because when I was a little kid, one of my earliest memories really is running out to the garage, Dad not home at work, and I would climb up on that and sit on the gas tank because I wasn't big enough to sit on the seat and reach the handlebars. I would sit on the gas tank and play on it, and that was something Mom even says to this day. She was like, that was the hardest part about raising me, was keeping me out of the garage and away from that, because she just didn't want it to fall on me or me knock it over. But I'd look for those all the time on Facebook, and I would love to just have one because I remember it as a little kid. I remember watching Dad ride it in the neighborhood or take off out of the thing. So yeah, Buell. And I've always been enthralled by Buells, probably because Dad had one, but also from the Harley side of it. The story behind that is super cool. Let us know if you think that would be a cool episode to talk about. I know that's not necessarily what we do right now, but I think that could be a cool segment we did one night. Yeah. And if that's something that people would like to see on this channel, let me know, because I've mentioned it to Dad a couple times before, and do the history of the bikes that we've had and things of that nature. So yeah.
we've talked about, we're not big rally people. Or let's put it this way. We've never been to a large rally. We went to a meetup, a pretty large one in Ashland. That was a great time. And then it kind of was 1 year and it hadn't been anymore. But man, it was a great bike show. The vendors, it was just getting started. So the vendor turnout was, what it was. I mean, it wasn't huge, but
a local stunt group put on a stunt show, and that was fun.
I would like to go to rally type things for the mere fact of test riding other bikes.
Yeah.
Like when you go somewhere, that's one of the things about the museum, or when Harley brings test ride days to a dealership that's around you. But when you go to the museum, they have test rides all the time. Like in the summer months, you can test ride any bike in a Harley lineup. And you just walk over there if you got a helmet, closed-toe shoes, pants, and you got a valid motorcycle license from whatever state you live in, they will let you ride whatever. You can get off one and just test ride all day long if you want to.
And they have
which is awesome.
They have old mules in that museum. I remember now. We saw one.
But they weren't there at the test ride.
No.
But to go somewhere where maybe Buell is set up and they're like, hey, you can sign up and do a test ride.
Of the Super
I'd
Cruiser?
love to ride that Super Cruiser.
I'd even love to ride the Hammerhead super bike.
Yeah, they're old big sport bikes and things, just for the sake of nostalgia. And I mean, the Super Cruiser, it looks like it's well done.
Yeah.
The only setback for this old guy is rear set pegs, but if they're done right, my Buell was comfortable. I didn't get issues. I was much younger when I rode that bike, but I would ride that bike 2-3 hours at a time, and I didn't have, my butt didn't hurt. The only thing is the pressure on your wrist would sometimes make your hands go a little tingly. But you could shift around, and where the bars were, you could get pressure off or lean over on the tank a little bit. But that was the only thing. The rear sets on my X1 didn't bother me at all. So if the Super Cruiser is tall enough in the seat that just tucking your feet kind of feels good, man, I just want to ride one of those.
Yeah, I'm excited to see.
$25K. I don't know that I'd be a purchaser of that unless I rode it and I just had to have it. But
I know there's videos of people that like the rides on it right now, but I'm excited to see the videos come out, and you see like people not as big or corporate necessary. See more of your everyday Joes, getting a ride video on them, or going to the dealers and doing a video of them test riding that bike that day or something. I'm excited to see the all of that come out and things of that nature. And really, I would love to see one just out in the open and on the streets one day. Well,
you got to look at how it started. It was a Roland Sands design, right? So Buell commissioned Roland Sands, who the name in fabrication and custom bikes is out there. So Roland Sands' initial design, if you can go watch all that footage back on YouTube and stuff, and what he debuted to Buell, they haven't changed a whole lot of it. They gave him a lot of freedom, but the aesthetics of what he wanted that bike to be, I mean, that thing is pretty sweet, and it has been designed with all the right ideas behind it of what they wanted it to do. And I'm pretty sure it's going to perform. And people that are Harley or Buell enthusiasts are going to love it. I'm sure there's going to be people that don't love it, but
truly could
that
be
is
a real, I mean, it appears from pictures and photos. I mean, I'd say the name is really going to hold up to it. The true, it's a Super Cruiser.
In the spring, I might have to take a car ride up to the Northeast to Kaplan and see one. I mean, he's the largest Buell dealer. If that's the closest one we can see is in their museum and things in their showroom, I mean, I'll road trip to the Northeast a long weekend just to sightsee and go to a motorcycle
And that
museum.
was another thing we've talked about too, is even if it was some, car rides or a weekend trip, that was something else we talked about wanting to do this year, is trying to hit up some more of the small museums that are kind of icons, or you hear about, and everybody says like this is somewhere you should see, and things of that nature. So that's another thing we're really hoping to do this year. Maybe even make videos about that and things of that nature.
We'll have to go back to Wheels Through Time, because I don't think you can take it all in one time. But I
would like to do that on bikes this year, though. If we get the chance to do it, it's a long ride on Dynas, but a long weekend trip, I think it's doable.
Oh yeah, but anyway, anything else you need to say before we slide out of here? And we just want to welcome you to being part of our journey in 2026. It's going to be more of the same. We're going to get better at this, I promise. But we really enjoy this. We want to just keep to our roots of who we are with, a safety tip, a mod or something we're doing on our bikes. We want to discuss Harley news without being speculative. I think next week we're going to talk about, I guess Ford CEO kind of called Harley out in the past week with just challenging them. They have a new CEO. He's challenging them. I got to get more into it, but Ford's CEO sits on Harley's board of directors. So he has been with that motor company for a while. So he had laid down a gauntlet of a challenge to them. So if you want to do your looking or check into that, to fact check us, but I'll dig into that. We'll talk about that next week.
Absolutely.
Because I really think it was a leadership talk to the new leadership on you better change or you're going to die. Because Ford has had to change on a much smaller scale because they're a much larger international brand than Harley-Davidson, without getting more into it. But I think when leadership can help leadership, everything is better. Okay? So you pick and choose who you put on your board of directors. You better be willing to listen to them if they have some advice, especially in dealing with things like consumer vehicles and mobilization, and the fact that you're selling a product to people that 99% of the people don't need as their primary mode of transportation. You're basically selling them a toy.
Selling toys,
a toy that they like to use as a hobby, that they can turn into a lifestyle, that they can turn into a sense of community. They can even become part of a culture. And that's a whole great debate between community and culture. Maybe we have that talk at some point.
And even take people that, like us, that try to turn it into something they do for fun by sharing it with others.
Yeah. This is something we're going to do forever. If we quit filming this, or if we don't see this go the way we want, we're still going to ride motorcycles together.
We're still going to tell other people to ride motorcycles.
We're going to ride motorcycles with our friends. We're going to ride motorcycles together. We're going to get people on two wheels if it's shaking hands and meeting them at the gas station, because this is what we like to do. Filming it was just a creative outlet for us and allows us to talk. And so far, we're getting pretty good feedback and people like what we're doing. So that being said, go ahead and send us home with something new you might have for 2026 if you want to change up your outro or whatever, but we want to be fresh.
Happy New Year, guys. We're glad to be back. The break was nice, but back to reality and back to having fun here on the Bikers of Backroads channel. That's all for today, guys. Remember to find us on all of the places you find your podcasts. If you're watching us now, you've already found us on YouTube. So be expecting some newer content style on the YouTube side. We're hoping to bring some more videos out and not just the podcast. Dad released that video of the P54s getting put on, so go check that out, like it, share it. We're on all of the socials except for X is B&B_pod. Other than that, we're Bikers and Backroads, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of that. Go check us out. Go give us some likes, shares, follow us. We'll try to be more up to date, more active on those. But yeah, we just appreciate everybody. We're looking forward to growing this together more into this new year. Hopefully hit a new chapter, and y'all have a good day.
We love what we do. We are who we are. Motorcycles is something we do. It's not how we define ourselves. It's like when Xander played sports. I always said, sports is what you do. It's not who you are. Who you are is when nobody's watching. It's your passions. It's your things like that. But we love motorcycling. We love doing this stuff. We've enjoyed doing this. I never thought I'd like to just talk to a camera, but I do enjoy talking to you. So the conversation probably is way better at being filmed than anything else. But motorcycling's what we do. It's not who we are, but it's something we love and we do, and we have passion for it. And it's just a creative outlet for us. So if you see us out anywhere and you recognize us, we're not famous or anything like that. But if you see us out and you want to say hey or come up or whatever, please do. We're approachable. We're nice guys. We will have some new stickers available pretty soon. Again, if you want stickers,
reach out.
Send us a message. Give us an address. I will put those in the mail to you. And I'll be glad to share those. And again, we got new ones coming in. So send us a way to get them to you, and I will put them in the mail to you. And you can be repping Bikers and Backroads wherever you are. We appreciate you. You riders, stay safe and be blessed. And we'll see you on the next one. Later.
Holler at y'all later.